Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about Absalom, by William Faulkner. Now, before I go into summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. So, Absalom, very interesting work here. We're looking at incest. We're looking at the treatment of women. We're looking at the Civil War. We're looking at slavery. We're looking at the Sutpen family and the demise of this family. So, Thomas Sutpen is an interesting character. He marries Ellen Coldfield. They have two children, Henry and Judith. Later, Henry meets Charles Boone or Charles Bond, his brother. And, well, later he kills Charles because Charles wanted to marry Judith, and they're siblings, half siblings. And during the Civil War, Henry ends up killing Charles. So yeah, because you probably don't want your brother and your sister to be having sex. That's really not good for the posterity of the family. You really don't want those messed up incest babies, right? You don't want those three-legged babies. We probably don't want a three-legged baby running around, right? No third eyes, no third ears. Some messed up kids. I mean, we're not doing all of that. Henry was like, no. If this is what's gonna happen, I'm gonna have to murk my own brother. None of that incest stuff. Okay, so that's what happens between that. But Henry and Charles, they were pretty close. So killing his own brother was not easy. Was not easy at all. So Thomas Sutpen, he has a child with a slave woman. We know he had Charles outside of marriage. He's a man that wanted to be rich. He creates the 100. This is this mansion that he creates, he builds. The plantation, family plantation. He wanted to make money. He wanted to be a man of power, a man that has status, and it doesn't end up well. We understand the relationship between his kids, Henry killing Charles, Judith almost marrying her brother. We know about the child with the slave woman. We know about the treatment, like Thomas's treatment of women it's just not well. He's not the most loving. Um, you know, just it's not good. The novel goes on, and ultimately, basically, it's all destroyed during the war. The slaves on the plantation, they join the Union Army. And we know what happens between the Union Army and the Confederates. We know who lost the war. Within this work, we see the demise of these children. We see the demise of this plantation. In terms of deeper meaning and analysis here, the title Absalom, makes me think about the Bible. In the Bible, there's a story about Absalom, the son of David. Absalom has sex with David's concubine. So a concubine is not a wife. A concubine, it's like women for the king that the king can have sex with. So these are women that David had sex with, and within the Bible, Absalom goes and has sex with these women, and it's pretty despicable. I mean, it's disgrace. It's nasty. It's yeah, it's bad. It's horrible. Um, because that's just not something that uh you know that your father slept with these women, and now to get back at your father you go um you know you go do that. And I mean, it's the thing with ambition. Absalom had a lot of ambition, just like Thomas uh, Sutpen had ambition. And when you have a lot of ambition, you want to be the king, you want to be powerful, you want to have money, you want to have women. A lot of men within this world that chase these things, sometimes you commit things that are very uh, dark, that are very uncalled for, that are very nasty. Because the whole Absalom thing, they're not his stepmother, but sleeping with these women that your father was involved with, it is like going after your own stepmother, and that's pretty nasty. Um, I mean, that's why people don't name their kids Absalom. A lot of people get by their baby names from the Bible. John, Peter. Everybody knows a John. Everybody knows a Peter. You know, um, you know, Sarah. Everybody. Well, there's a lot of Sarahs. It's really hard to make it through school and not meet a Sarah. It's an American name. I don't have another thing to say. It's a very common USA name. It's just, you're gonna meet some Sarahs in life. You're gonna meet some Johns. You're gonna meet some Peters, some Marks. It's just that's America, because Christianity is everywhere. So, but you're not gonna meet Absalom. If you meet an Absalom, that's pretty scary. It's terrifyingly scary, because Absalom is literally going after his own stepmothers. Well, not technically, but you know what I mean. So the title of this work, the name Absalom itself is pretty shameful. Um, yeah, it's pretty shameful. And so Thomas Sutpen here, his treatment of women, the relationship between his children, the way in which the plantation is destroyed, it all reminds you of Absalom in terms of deeper meaning and analysis. It reminds you of a time where ambition can lead to the destruction of the family. And also, it can lead to the destruction of the people around you, your loved ones, your family members, your kids. And so, um, this work you know, by William Faulkner, it really looks at the price of ambition, the price of slavery. Because again, Thomas Sutpen, he does have a child with a slave woman, and you know, slaves didn't have rights, and of course, it's very common, especially during the era of slavery, for masters to have sex with their slaves. I mean, who's gonna stop you if a master, if you buy a slave woman and the master wants to have sex with that slave woman, who's gonna say no? I mean, it's sad to say, but that's your property. So, I mean, for slave women, slavery is probably 100 times worse, because you didn't have freedom over your own body. It's like whatever your master wants to do with you, he could do. So for the attractive slave woman, and again, there's still slaves around the world today. Um, for a slave that is attractive and is a woman, that's a horrible combination, because then you face your worst nightmares. Um, so by the end of this work, everything ends up in despair. The plantation is ruined. The slaves are gone. No money coming in. The children are in a darker spot, and the Sutpen family is no more. So William Faulkner. Again, William Faulkner knows how to write good pieces, and pieces that makes us think about the prices, the cost of our actions, the things that we do, how they affect our communities, how we affect each other. And they really tackle the human condition. And for me, an Absalom, we can see the character of Absalom from the Bible within this work. That's how I'm interpreting it. The price you pay for ambition, the price you pay for wanting uh, to be something that, money, power, sex. This can lead to some dark corners. It could lead you into some deep waters that are pretty murky, and it can be your demise. And this the ambition, the ruthlessness of Thomas Sutpen to be something, to be someone, ultimately led to demise and a horrible outlook for his posterity, for his lineage. So, yeah, that's all I had to say about this work. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment. And I'll see you guys in the next video.